Morning, guys. I'm out here on the track, put in a few laps, and I wanted to talk about psychology a bit, human psychology. I wanted to talk about, that relates to day trading. I want to talk about what is required if you want to day trade, if you want to be successful in this game. Like I keep mentioning in my videos, the market's brutal. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about me. We as traders, we have to protect our capital. That's number one. Risk management. But in today's topic, I want to focus on mindset. I want to focus on self-belief. I want to focus on, on what it really truly takes to be successful, right? I've been at this for 3 years, and I know that's a short amount of time for an average day trader. But when I talk about 3 years, I'm talking about 3 years, guys, locked and loaded. I was focused. I did not do anything else. Every single day was something about day trading. Okay? And when you want something this bad in life, this is what it takes, right? It takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of discipline. With both of those two together, it builds consistency. And I was religiously studying day trading. I was religiously studying my trades, studying my mentor, right? And what I love so much about day trading is the psychological aspect of it, because it's so relatable to the ways of life, way more than we think. When I talk about human psychology and I talk about trading psychology is human psychology, It's just a word to tie it to day trading. But whatever you want in life, you really have to work hard at it. You really have to focus on it. You really have to cut out all the noise, right? You really have to control your environment. And for me, environment plays a big role in my success. Plays a big role in my everyday life, right? If my environment no longer serves me, it's time to move on. And when I talk about environment, I'm talking about people, okay? I'm talking about jobs. I'm talking about old habits. I'm talking about locations. If none of these things serve you anymore, you have to do everything in your power to change that. And it's only you. Only you can make that change. I fell in love with trading not because of the money, but because of the process. When I started trading, I saw the potential of making so much money and also losing so much money. Check out that sunrise. It's beautiful. I understood that you can make a lot of money and you can lose a lot of money. And so during the process of all this, right, losing a lot of money, failing, using all these human emotions to get in on a trade, to chase a trade, just to get burned, all this stuff, guys. I went through it. I went through so much hell. Well, I wouldn't consider it hell, but I would consider it as learning lessons. That's why it's just like now it's kind of second nature to me, right? And what changed? So what sparked? For me, it was learning to detach myself from the outcome. Learning to detach myself and remove myself from situations that no longer serve me, right? Could be relationships, could be jobs, could be locations, like I was telling you about, environment, right? When I was really locked and loaded, I was really locked down and focused, I understood that the more I focused on the process of whatever I'm doing, whatever's in front of me, okay, the closer I am to the outcome. I had it the other way around, guys. I kept losing, I kept failing in life because I was too attached to the outcome. And when you're too attached, you just don't get it. That's just the way that the universe works, you know? And so lately, how I became more consistent with my day trading was when I shifted my mindset in my personal life, right? I owned up to all my flaws. I owned up to all my mistakes. I owned up to everything that I was thinking that I was doing right. I owned up to it. I sat down and I thought to myself, you know what? It's my fault and I'll come out stronger, you know, and I'll do better. I'll become a better person. My mentor always told me this, like trading will make you a better person. And now it's like, I finally see that. I finally can feel that. It's not just me seeing it, it's me feeling it. It's me living every day, right? In gratitude, waking up every day, feeling grateful, understanding that, you know, I have it good, right? Compared to a lot of people out there right now. And it's these small things of just learning to appreciate life. You know, once I shifted that focus and I shifted that mindset over to that, it started reflecting in my trading. You know, I started just not giving a shit. I started just, like I said, detaching myself from the outcome. I said, whatever, this is my setup, I'm going to enter, okay? And if the market doesn't give it to me and I don't make my money, and that's perfectly fine because I follow my rules. I've seen this play out day after day, and I'm not going to hesitate, you know? Back when I first started day trading, I hesitated so much, and that's normal. It's normal, guys. When you see your setup and you actually hesitate and you miss your setup and your setup already went, right? Too late, man. I'm not going to chase that. If I chase it, I'm just going to get burned. So I feel very aligned nowadays. You know, I don't feel the anxiety. I don't feel that stress anymore because I've completely detached myself from the outcome. I've completely detached myself from situations that I have no control over. You know, you just have to learn to accept life as is. You know, there's certain situations, there's certain things that happen in your life where you just have no control over it, man. And it's okay, just let it go, right? Just let it go and focus on the things that you have control over. I remember in my past, I spent so much time focusing on things, trying to make things work out, you know, whether it was with a job or with, you know, interviews or even relationships with people. I was so tied on to, man, I can't let this person go, man. I can't do this to myself, right? But the moment I let go, the moment that I was forced to, everything changed for the better, you know. There are things out there that you just don't know and you just can't explain, but you just have to have faith. And I built my faith up over the years, right? In trading, you have to be a confident person. You have to believe in yourself. You can't come to the market with all these insecurities, thinking that you're gonna land 5K, 10K trade, you know, or make $1 million and stuff like that. Trading is an everyday game, man. You have to show up every day, and every day is a different day. It's just like life. You don't know what's going to happen. It can go up 500 points. It can go down 500-600 points like on Friday. So it's very difficult. It is very difficult. Trading is one of the most difficult things. That's why very few people succeed. You know, I think the statistics were like, what, 90-95% of traders fail. They give up. When I discovered everything of what it took to be a day trader, I had this come to Jesus moment. And I sat down and I was a bit emotional, because I was like, man, this is what you wanted me to do, God, You sent me to all these different places around the country. In my 20s, I moved around so much. And I'll be honest, I didn't know. I didn't know why I had this urge to always move around. And, but then again, I did know because I followed my intuition. I was like, I don't know why, but I'm just curious. And for me, I tell people all the time, it's always a curiosity that gets to me. I'm just curious. I want to go over there and see it for myself. I want to try this out. I want to try that out. So curiosity plays a big role in my life. I'm always curious about certain things. I always want to learn new things. You have to be open-minded. Like I said, you have to put your ego aside. You have to accept when you're wrong. Celebrate your wins, but also celebrate your losses. Be real with yourself. Trading has completely made me a better person. Has made me a more authentic person than I was in the past. And one thing that my mentor always told us as well is trading will reveal your inner demons. And that's so true. Like I said, when I started my journey, man, I was just a roller coaster ride of emotions. You win some, you get so high, you get that high, you lose some, you get that low. Blow accounts, you get that real deep low, But it's a beautiful morning. I'm out here enjoying the sun. I'm out here enjoying the track by myself, all to myself. I'm right next to a highway. It's pretty loud, but can't really beat that view though. It's been a while since I've seen sunrise because I'm always behind a damn computer trading all the time. But I'm at my breakthrough point, guys. I'm at the stage in my life where I know exactly who I am and what I want and what my purpose is in this life. You have to get there. Whatever you guys do, man, you guys have to get there. Because on this side, it's beautiful, all right? It's a beautiful feeling. Hindsight, looking back now, I don't regret one thing. But you have to, if you want to win in this life, if you want to win in this universe, you have to have a strong mindset. And part of what can't talk. Cut that shit, bro. Part of what accelerated my success was focusing on my red trades, focusing on my losing trades. The trades where I blow up my accounts, the trades where I really lose big time. Those are the trades where after market, on the weekends, when the market's closed, I go back and I analyze, what could I do better next time so I can avoid this situation? So I don't have to get in so damn early. Or why am I going in with such a heavy size, A lot of my trades, a lot of my losses could be avoided if I didn't oversize. If I just stuck to just one contract or something, right? Keep it small. I would have enough drawdown to survive that trade. But anyways, this is what it takes to be a good day trader. You have to have the right mind. You have to have the right mindset. And part of having a good mindset is working out. You have to be fit so that your mind is fit. You have to take care of yourself. I'm out here early morning when this was pitch black. I love coming out here for jogs. for morning jogs just to see the sunrise and the sun hitting my face. But yeah, guys, if you want to be successful in day trading, you have to come in with the right mindset. And when I talk about the right mindset, what am I saying? The right mindset is believing in yourself, okay? Having a strategy, having an edge, having a set of rules that you follow. And all of this comes with screen time. It comes with experience. You have to get to know your stock. You have to get to know your ticker symbol. Whatever you're day trading, you have to understand the rhythm of how it moves. And that can only come through experience. That can only come through screen time. And when you have a lot of screen time and you understand these certain patterns that your stock is, or your ticker, whatever you're trading, if you understand the rhythm of how it moves and you combine that with psychology and you combine that with risk management and you combine that with understanding the economic news that comes out, right? Being aware of big news that can really fluctuate the market, can really move the market, right? It's a combination of different categories. But if you just lock yourself out, if you lock down, if you stay locked in on your dreams and your goals, bro, 3 years, your life can change. My life has changed. 3 years ago, I was so focused on corporate life. I was so focused on trying to land that next nice, fancy job, right? That wasn't the case, man. I had this rude awakening where I was like, you know what? I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life. I don't want to be sitting in a cubicle dealing with people's BS all my damn life. You know, I wanted to be my own boss one day. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be stuck working for a company. You know, I'm still grateful for it. You know, I love my job. It's provided a lot for me. But I don't see myself doing that for the rest of my life, right? And I took day trading seriously. I still take day trading seriously. It's just now I'm at a different stage in my life where I'm not taking on too much dumb trades. You know, I'm aware of all my mistakes that I've made. I'm aware of what the market could do. You know, you could have a high today, but you could be at a very low tomorrow. So, like I said, all this comes with experience in life. You just have to spend a lot of time understanding the charts, and more so understanding yourself. You know, understanding your emotions when you win or you lose a trade. You can't get too emotional. You have to understand. Trading is a game of probabilities. That's it. You know, you guys seen the way I trade. Y'all can call it gambling, whatever. For me, it's a game of probabilities, right? You identify these certain market structures that happen every single day, and once you eye out your risk and reward, through experience, you take that trade, you can make good money.